Before I get started with this video, and I don't really like talking about this topic, I wish that it would just go away, and I wish things like this wouldn't happen. I hate hearing about it, and I hate when situations like this happen, but of course, rest in peace to Hamza Mustafa, his father, and the rest of the victims in the Christchurch attacks. I had a fan reach out to me on Twitter after the attacks asking for my help to find Hamza, and because he was missing, his father was killed in the attacks, and Hamza was missing, was feared to be dead, but they didn't know, and unfortunately, I did get confirmation that Hamza passed away, so of course, rest in peace to Hamza. The charity event is still in planning, but we're hoping to get that kind of pushed up a little bit, and to make sure that we can get some proceeds and stuff donated for the attack, and hopefully just do something good in the wake of what happened. And with that out of the way, I hate talking about these topics, man, because they're sad. It's horrible, dude. People lost their families. People dealt with an unspeakable tragedy for literally no reason other than their religion and their affiliations with it, and it's unfortunate, but I'm so goddamn sick and tired of the media. Every time that something like this happens, they take the event and they spin it somehow, and you won't believe how they did it this time, and I'm actually pissed the fuck off about this one. You won't believe what they've done now, folks. I can't make this shit up. I actually can't. This is impossible to make up, but after the attacks, they are now trying to blame his video game habits for why he did this. I hate to say I told you so when it comes to them finding something to blame every single goddamn time, but I told you so. First it was PewDiePie because he said his name, then it was because, oh, he's mentally disturbed and all this, and then it was he got picked on because he was fat, and now it's fucking him playing video games. I just can't believe it, man. Well, I can because I called it, but I can't believe that people are so fucking stupid, that people are so ignorant. So I'm gonna show you a clip, okay, of what the media is up to. Now, the dude behind this, and the people behind this, it's called Channel 7, okay? I'm not exactly where they report at. I don't know. I'm assuming it's in New Zealand or in Australia, you know, this news station, but they put out something last night. They put out almost like a mini documentary or a story, really, on their network about what apparently made the guy who did all this do it. And unlike these fucking assholes, unlike the people behind this news, I'm not going to show his face. I'm not going to show his name. I'm not going to read his information. I'm not going to give this guy what he wants. I'm not going to give this guy the satisfaction of being a goddamn martyr. And unfortunately, that's what the people behind this have done, because they made a big-ass special about the making of a mass murderer. He's not a mass murderer. He's a fucking terrorist. There is nothing that can ever be said that disproves that he's a terrorist. He killed people to start a civil war and to start just bullshit. That's what it was behind. He's a terrorist. He's not a mentally disturbed gunman. He's not a mass murderer. Well, technically he is, but he is a terrorist. But no, you don't hear them saying that, of course. He was a poor boy who got bullied, who trained with Fortnite. I'm not being funny. I'm being dead serious. They actually said, and I quote, and you know what? Fuck the quote. Watch the video.
As a kid, Tarrant was fascinated with guns and violent video games.
He was fascinated with guns and violent video games. Of course, that's the first two things they say. That's the first two things you hear from him about is what he enjoyed. He enjoyed violent video games and guns. It's got to be their faults, right? It can't be this guy's fault. And then the media sits around and wonders, why do people think we're a bunch of fucking idiots, huh? Well, what's the whole deal here? May I also point out that they're literally playing a Call of Duty game from the last decade, okay? I was in elementary school when this goddamn game came out. Actually, I might have been younger when this Call of Duty game came out. I might not have even been in school yet, okay? I mean, are you kidding me? You say it's violent video games and you can't even find a goddamn game barely from this goddamn century? Yet you're about to make the claim that these video games trained him, that he used these video games to train, and you can't even find a goddamn game from, when I can remember. Next thing you know, in 2025, they're gonna be blaming video games for this shit, and they're gonna have Super Mario Bros. From the 80s up on the screen. Are you, like, come on, man. If you're gonna make a stupid claim and you're gonna bullshit and claim that the video games are the root problem, at least find one that matches the time and the era in which the whole thing happened.
He reportedly trained for the mosque attacks by playing the highly popular game Fortnite.
What?
And then, of course, unfortunately, he said in his manifesto that he played Fortnite to train up. And then he literally said a couple sentences later, no, I didn't. Because he knew that the media like this is a bunch of fucking idiots. And he knew that they would eat it up. And that they would blame the game for what he did. And they would blame everyone else for what he did. He trained for this killing with the highly popular game Fortnite. Is that true? You look at that game. Can you please tell me how that game trains you to be a terrorist? You cannot make this dumb shit up. You literally can't do it. Well, by that logic, I got some really bad news for you, Channel 7. The majority of Americans are apparently training because the majority of Americans are playing video games. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been playing violent video games, actually, since the age of 3, and not once have I ever went into a mosque and tore down 50 people, or anything even remotely similar to that terrible. You know, I just wanted to let you know. Leave down below. Tell me down below. Have you ever done something like this? With your training simulations, have you ever, you know, went out and did something this shitty because you played NASCAR Heat? Just want to know. Just want a little bit of insight from those of you who are watching.
The live feed he made of the massacre
and they're showing the footage? This is disgusting, man. Stop saying his name.
First-person video games he loved to play.
Man.
So I blurred that entire part of the video, and the reason why, and you might not believe me here, but please bear with me. The reason that I blurred all of that big segment is because these heartless pieces of shit, literally days after the worst massacre in New Zealand's history in centuries, okay? They played unedited footage of the live stream that shows him reloading the weapon in his car and then firing it at the mosque. I literally am not shitting you when I say that. We are days out from this tragedy, okay? And they are literally playing the unedited footage of it on television and claiming that Fortnite is what he used to train, showing footage of a Call of Duty game from the last decade.
Fuck
So this
this.
is the live recording.
You're a scumbag, you heartless bastard. And you show his family member the footage. Are you kidding me?
I don't think I can watch anymore.
And the part that I just showed you is the host of this show showing unedited footage of the massacre to one of the family members of the victims on national television. I absolutely cannot believe this shit. I can't believe that a TV executive ever even agreed to let this air. I cannot believe that a studio, this is a studio channel, okay? This isn't someone broadcasting from their basement. This isn't me on YouTube yelling into his mic over some shit, okay? This is a studio network with multiple executives who decide everything, with God knows how many employees, with all these editors and everything, with people who are supposed to fact check what's going on, who allowed this abomination of a quote-unquote program to air. Instead of memorializing those who lost their lives, they are on TV blaming video games and painting this guy out as a fucking martyr, telling his name, showing the footage, reading his manifesto out and believing every word of it. You know, he literally wrote in the manifesto that he knew the media was going to take this out of control and that it was going to start shit. And he was 100% right, because these idiots in the media fed right into what he wanted. But for them to sit there and show the family members' footage of the attack is absolutely heartless and awful. Did no one there realize that this just happened like 3 days ago? Does no one at that network realize what the fuck they're talking about? Okay? Does anyone there get it? Because apparently not. Apparently not, because they put this out. I just wanted to make this video to show you guys what exactly is going on, okay? Because we live in the day and age where if you do something like this, it's not your fault. He's not a terrorist, he's just mentally disturbed. He got bullied for being fat when he was in school. Everyone called him chubby and bullied him. You know, I know a lot of people who had a lot of mean shit said to them in school, including myself, who never decided to carry out a Muslim hate crime and terrorist attack. I know plenty of people who have had a lot of mean shit said and done to them who didn't live stream a terrorist attack on 2 mosques on Facebook. I know plenty of people who play video games who didn't go and fucking kill somebody, man. So before you decide to air and say some ignorant shit like this onto your network, why don't you go ahead and read some facts? Why don't you go read some scientific consensuses that say that video games don't cause violence? Why don't you stop showing the face and the name of the guy who did something like this and then stop showing footage of it unedited to his goddamn family a couple days after it happened? And then the media sits back and wonders why people think they're a fucking joke. Why people think that there's a big media problem in our society and on our planet. It's because you have idiots all around the world in the media who do shit like this and spew ignorance like this.